If Makima had won, none of this would have happened. Let's talk about erasure and why that might not be the answer. So, spoilers up to chapter 210 of Chainsaw Man. It's wild when we go back to part 1 and see how Makima wanted to erase her own sisters, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. How much did Makima know? I mean, her sisters are running amok and causing so much chaos, which makes sense why the control devil would want to control that. She thought that she knew what was best for society, for humanity, by getting rid of her sisters. And when we think about Pochita back when he was just in hell and not a part of Denji, he was focused on erasing concepts, right? Which sounds very similar to, of course, what Makima was trying to do, trying to get rid of things that maybe humanity would be better off without. But what do we see happen in chapter 210? This is important. The United States, humanity, brings back an erased concept. I think that Pochita understands that you shouldn't just try to get rid of things that are undesirable. I think he knows that erasure isn't the answer. And instead, the onus is on humanity to change, to evolve organically without just having these things erased for them. Because even in part 2, we see that Pochita does erase some concepts, right? But he does that because he wants Denji to regurgitate them. He wants him to feel, to remember those things that he associated with pain, bitterness, snow, all of these things that remind him of the people that he lost. This story is largely, especially part 2, about grieving and how to process death. Prior to the vomiting, what do we see Denji do when it comes to those thoughts around the people that he's lost? He was cutting himself, cutting into his brain, self-harm, so that he wouldn't focus on the pain, the emotional pain of losing his loved ones. We saw that during the Falling Devil arc, and he was like, oh, let me just cut into my brain. That's what I do when I get psychological attacks. I just self-harm. So cutting things away, erasing things isn't the answer. Instead, it's important to process those things, to revisit them. And here we see it through regurgitation with Pochita making Denji vomit up all those concepts.